Hello, 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 hello. Let me zoom this up and welcome to another collective reading. I have already done my initial prayer, but if you're here for the collective reading, I ask that you do set an intention for yourself and ask that your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels protect you as we receive divine messages and that they empower you so that you have the discernment to decide what is right for you and what is not. Yeah, but get your snacks, get your tea, get your drinks, and find yourself in a next and relaxed position. Should I zoom this in? I think I should zoom this in. Um, as you know, I embark on the journey of getting us all divine messages from the Most High. Should I zoom this in? Is this a good angle for the girls? What y'all think over here on the Clock app? As always, I am also streaming on the Clock app right now. And if you would like to get a private or personal reading after this, please go follow me on the Clock app. I'm at Mo Online on all platforms. Or if you're on the Clock app and you have to go, the full recording is going to be on YouTube later on. Okay? Okay, but let's get into it. Okay, I'm tapped in. What is it that the Most High would like us to know? First and foremost. Hey, Miss 0403. Miss 0403, you an Aries? Shout out to all the Aries. If you an Aries, drop a 3 in the chat. Okay, I'm seeing repeating fours. I got a 4 of Pentacles, a 10 of Cups, the Emperor card. This Ace of Swords feels like it's upright. Funnily enough, what I'm feeling like is that like the Most High is giving us access to our bliss. The Most High is giving us access to the best version of ourselves. The Most High is giving us what it is that we really, really want, but it is up to us to hold on to it. Right? Hey, I'm doing a collective reading tonight. It is up to us to say, oh, now that I've had a taste, nibble, nibble, nibble. Now that I've had a sampler, now that I've been exposed energetically to what my true emotional bliss can be, 10 of Cups, it's up to me to fall in line and communicate to the Most High, to the universe, to the people around me that this is what I really, really want, right? Emperor card. There's something about being like mature. And part of me wants to say strict with yourself, but it also feels like being decisive. You know what I mean? It's like clear, intentional, and decisive about what it is that you're tolerating, what it is that you're no longer tolerating, how it is you decide to behave, what behaviors or habits are no longer a fit or which just aren't in alignment with this blissful version of yourself. You know, another 4 of Wands, King of Swords. Again, like, and it feels like it used to be this long, drawn-out process of, oh, I don't know. Well, maybe it's this, or if I try that out, excuse me, maybe I'm tripping, or maybe I'm overthinking. Now it feels like they're so loud outside, but now it feels like that there's no question. You know what I mean? That you know what it is. You know what it is, and you know what it's not what it is, right? 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, Emperor card, 2 of Wands. You can actually see it. You can taste it. Some of us, we have real life lived experience of what being this different version of ourselves entails, what it requires, you know, what it costs. Yeah, what it costs to become this version of ourselves, and what we lose if we decide not to take those particular actions, right? 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Some of this feels that like the biggest thing that we need to do to really align ourselves with this energy is to stop collaborating with certain groups of people or types of people with this 3 of Pentacles in reverse, or just like habits, or spending our times in ways that don't align with what it is we're trying to do. Simply put, right? 3 of Pentacles. Again, this could be people, because the 3 of Pentacles usually points to like people that come together for a specific goal, but when this card is in reverse, it a lot of the times it speaks about people who aren't carrying their weight, or people who have different goals or intentions than we have, right? The divine wants me to say it's like people, but it's energies. right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, because like kind of an example that they're showing me right now is that like sometimes when we think about the Three of Pentacles, we think about it so literally, right? We think about it so literally, like there's this specific person in my life. The divine is showing me that sometimes it's not people in your life. These are people online. You know what I mean? This is a specific online community that we're taking part in, right? And this is just an example, but let's say you want to write a book, right? And it's not that you can't get on social media, but if you're getting on social media, get on the social media side, hop into the communities where they're talking about readers and books and, you know, developing good writing habits or sharpening your grammar. And instead of getting on the side of TikTok where they're, you know, talking about baddies and gossiping. Not that one side is worse than the other, but what is it that you want to do? And if there's something that you want to do, something that you want to manifest, something in your life that's associated with your bliss that you want to see come into fulfillment, right? We got to make sure that all of our actions are in alignment with that, right? Even our downtime. It kind of feels like the divine doesn't want our downtime to pull us away from what it is we're trying to create or manifest, right? Because sometimes it feels that like our downtime, our rest time, our break time, it's supposed to be whatever we want it to be, which it can be. We always have free will, right? But it's kind of like another showing me this clip of like Angela Bassett, which is related, but it's unrelated, right? But she's talking about when she's acting, and she's talking about how sometimes there's actors on stage. If you're unfamiliar with the process, like sometimes when you're an actor on television and film, right, you're acting and then they say cut, and then they got to move cameras around, you know, and then they got to move cameras to the other side of the room, and you got to wait and you got to stay close to the energy that you were just in, especially if it's an intense and dramatic scene, right? And Angela Bassett, she's speaking about, let me pull this microphone closer. Angela Bassett, she say some actors, when they say cut, they fall out of it. They start laughing and kikiing, you know, and doing whatever again. But Angela Bassett's like, she likes to stay close to that energy. So while everything around her is moving and shifting, okay, coming back to collective, as the rest of the world is bouncing around, she's saying, yes, you can't be in the middle of it because the project isn't active at that moment, but you don't want to go to the other side of the room. You don't want to completely turn off that switch. You know what I mean? You want to, as you take a break, you want to step away from it. You know what I mean? But you don't want to shut it down. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? The Six of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck, it's essentially saying that when we step away, or that when we take a break, when we allow ourselves to relax, it shouldn't stop the momentum. It shouldn't stop the momentum, and that we should be building an ecosystem that builds upon itself, right? And I'll use myself as an example here. I have some goals that I want to keep private for practical reasons, or at least I can say this, you know, I'm trying to find a new way of like creating, right? Because like I find that whenever I set a goal, many of my goals don't come to complete fruition. And some people say don't share them because people can project their fears and their anxieties onto you. I don't think that that's my issue per se. But another perspective is that like when you speak or you tell somebody about your plans or your intentions, you're spending a little bit of that energy that you would use to manifest that goal. And if you go tell a bunch of people, but you don't actually do any work, you've spent all the energy up and you haven't done anything in the physical realm. And I'm personally finding that when I keep things a little more private, I actually do move the needle along a little bit faster. Absolutely, Tyler. We have to practice full commitment. We have to practice full commitment, right? And like I was saying before, we're building an ecosystem, right? So if one of your goals is to be healthier, you know what I mean? Sure, you're going to take a break. You know, you're going to give yourself a treat day. But instead of going to have a treat day, you know, and then go smashing 2 burgers and chili cheese fries and a milkshake, what if your cheat day was you having an acai bowl? You know what I mean? What if your cheat day was you having a veggie burger? You know what I mean? So you still allow yourself to indulge. You just don't allow yourself to go to the complete opposite end of where your goals are. Does that make sense? They're really trying to drive home this point of staying on the track. Like they're showing me like the Six of Swords, it's currently in reverse, right? But I'll show it to you upright. The Six of Swords, I call this the card of immigration or the card of travel, because the Six of Swords it relates to somebody taking a trip or going on a journey to a place they've never been before. They don't know what it's going to be like, but you know that it's not going to be, truth about what it is that you've already experienced. And like they're showing me a train track, and they're showing me that sometimes when we take a break, sometimes when we relax, sometimes when we give ourselves a treat, we hop off the train, right? And if we're really going to get to where it is that we want to go, we shouldn't be hopping off the train. The speed of the train should just be slowing down, right? We should stay on the yellow brick road, right? But we decide to sit on the side of the road by the yellow brick road, or we decide to skip or stroll instead of jogging. Whereas like sometimes some of us, and if it don't apply, let it fly, as always, right? Sometimes it feels like, oh, I'm gonna go hop on the red brick road for a little while. And then I'm gonna come back to the yellow brick road, which you can do, but that constant switching between the two feels to be a little more exhaustive. But let me get some more clarity. With this Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is usually like judgments against other people or ourselves. 11:11 on the clock. 8:33 I'm looking at as well. The divine is saying that our judgment is off. Our judgment is skewed. Our judgment is incorrect. That when we jump from the yellow brick road to the red brick road, and from the red brick road to the yellow brick road, and we try to have the freedom of switching between the two, the cost is actually more detrimental than we think it is. Yes, my loves? I appreciate y'all spending this time with me. I appreciate y'all double tapping the screen. If everyone would share this live session with a friend or two, just so we can share these divine messages, I would appreciate it so much. Okay, is there anything the divine said that was pretty clear? Did that resonate? Did that make sense to y'all? I'm gonna get an action plan. What action plan do we have for the collective? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. It's so clear, right? For those of y'all who do not know, I just finished a month-long fast. I'm going to create some content about the fast and my epiphanies that I had after that, right? But this Two of Wands in reverse and this Page of Swords, there's something, again, so like there's the comfort zone, and I'm seeing so many sixes. We have the Six of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, right? Two of Swords in reverse, Page of Swords, right? It's a choice. Going back to what it is that we already know is an easy choice, because we know what it is. It's familiar. It's comfortable. We know what we're going to get, right? And then the Six of Wands in reverse, it's not necessarily that we're going to... What is it? Because whenever I see the Six of Wands in reverse, I think about failure, but that's not what I'm getting necessarily. What I'm getting is that we've accomplished that already. We've accomplished these previous goals. We've had the emotional satisfaction and the fulfilling sensations from these experiences before, right? And we aren't gaining or garnering anything new from them. And when we return to these things, they're leaving us with a feeling of dissatisfaction, or that we're not living to our highest potential, or we're not completely satisfied with the lives that we're living, right? We're not receiving all the benefits and the riches and the blessings out of life that we could be if we stepped outside of our comfort zone, right? Because so many of us, we want something new. We want something different. We want something exciting, right? We want something that satiates our soul's hunger. You know what I mean? Right? With the Six of Pentacles. But there's this balancing act, Justice card in reverse, where there's the satisfaction of what we already know, of what we feel familiar, and the satisfaction of what's new and what's challenging and what expands our worldview, right? It really seems like that this is coming down to, part of me wants to say self-value with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, but I don't think that's it. I don't think it's necessarily self-value, but what we cherish and what we value. So there needs to be a reframing in our minds around what it is that we value, what it is that we cherish. And when I say value, it's not just like, oh, I value nice things, or I like nice food, or I nice being able to rest and have good experiences. Yes, all those things are true, but another personal lesson that's been coming to me over the past couple of years. So if it don't apply, let it fly. But let me know if it resonates in the comment section. Is when we say that we value something, that our actions are in alignment with that, right? Let's say you got a new relationship. You know what I mean? And you said that you value this person. Yes. While you can say that you love spending time with this person, and whenever you talk to them, you're excited to see them, and it's a good old jolly time, right? But what are your actions showing, right? When that person comes to you with a specific concern, do you spend your time addressing that concern and changing your behavior? You know what I mean? Are you intentional about finding and carving out time in your schedule to call that person, to text that person, to be attentive, to be excited about the things that they're excited about? Right? And are they doing the same in return? Right? There's this balance about saying, this is what I cherish and this is what I want. This is what I desire. And then our actions, right? Pentacles, the way that we spend our time being a direct and congruent and a balanced representation of that. Yes? Yes, my loves? Okay. I got to go ahead to get an oracle card. Can we get an oracle card for the collective? Please and thank you, please and thank you. Please and thank you, please and thank you, yeah. Please and thank you, please and thank you, yeah. What did everybody have for dinner today? I had ramen and steak tips and sauteed mushrooms. I put something else in it, but I can't remember what. It was sauteed mushrooms and onions. What oracle card do we have? Again, as always, if you want more insights on whether these messages are relevant to you specifically, or if you want me to divine some messages for you, you can find me at my booking link in the bio or the description bar. Find your sacred flow. And then we have You Are Epic, which I'm going to read as well because we have number 4 here, and 4s have been relevant. Find your sacred flow, the number 12, which reduces to the number 3. Essential meaning. The ability to draw on past experience, the toolkit of knowledge that you have collected, a time to enjoy the work you've done, things coming to fruition, and intentionally weaving the future, justice, karma. The future, justice, and karma. Finally getting what it is that you deserve. The self-care message. The need to work through negative energy that was sown into the past, a chance to integrate life's lessons, the opportunity to choose a different future. They want me really to lay into that word choose. The opportunity to choose a different future. A tendency to coast. And this card did come out in reverse. Right? I'm going to read it from the top again. The reversal. Or the self-care message. The need to work through negative energy that was sown into the past, a chance to integrate life's lessons, the opportunity to choose a different future, a tendency to coast, the time to break free of outgrown habits or negative patterns, injustices that need balancing, and a chance to do the right thing. Your life today was created by the thoughts and actions of your past. And this card reminds you that every experience you've had, every step you've taken, and every intention you've set has become a node of wisdom on the lattice of your life. And this way, there is no better way to improve tomorrow's trajectory than to work on it today. As you weave the web of your life, take the time to include patience, honesty, diligence, and faith if you find yourself circling through repeating patterns. Remember that today's sticky energy may be something that was woven into the past, and that this lesson is only a temporary one. As you cycle upward, Your web will become stronger and more stable, and every lesson learned is one more strand of support that can be counted on at a later date. There is a fairness here, a balance, based on merit, loyalty, and steady progress. You're being given a chance to do the right thing and to open your heart to this beautiful law of cause and effect. Go ahead and take advantage of this karmic moment and use your actions to craft your future according to your plan. And again, going back to that Queen of Pentacles, she's also very specific about what it is she spends her time doing, where she invests her time, her attention, her words, and her actions, right? And she knows that the things that she's currently taking part in, she may not see the benefits and the value of them in the present day moment, but they are going to come to her later down the line. Again, I'm looking at another 44. They're telling me I got 44 minutes left on my memory card on my camera. Right? These fours are coming through, right? So when we talk about wealth and abundance, there's this continuous cycle of planting seeds, watering those seeds, and reaping the fruits of your labor later down the line. And that needs to be a continuous process if you want that everlasting generational wealth and abundance to be continuously pouring. Again, easy come, easy go. But the things that you have to develop discipline around, structured, time-based hard lessons, right? We're talking about Saturn, right? Saturn is still making its way through Pisces, right? Those long-lasting lessons, they come and we reap those benefits later down the road. Not today, not next week, not in a month, but in the next season, in the next chapter, in the next era of our lives. Yes? The journaling or meditation prompts here are you beginning a cycle, waxing, or ending one, waning? How does the next cycle begin? What did you do in the past that has created today's reality? And what can you do today to weave the fabric of your reality with a beautiful pattern of love and success? Maybe you need to tie off old patterns and nurture relationships, projects, or ideas. Yes? I'm going to move on to You Are Epic. Let me just show these cards to you. Yeah. Okay, You Are Epic, and this is coming from the Sacred Creators Oracle. Again, if y'all want any of the decks I'm using, you can find all of these in my Amazon storefront. You Are Epic. What number is that? That was 4. The essential meaning: using passion and logic together, providing care for others, strength of spirit, warrior soul, knowledge, leading others, stability, planning and growth, the pinnacle of success, and creating order from chaos, and building your dream. The self-care message: rigidity, not leaving space for serendipity, being overly pragmatic, working too hard or overextending yourself, and unconsciously blocking your epic journey. Your epic life. Can you see it yet? It's just over the horizon, and you are at a point where you have the wisdom and the experience to make it happen. Your stamina and hard work are paying off, and you are being called to bring order from any chaos you've been experiencing. It's time to take the leadership role at the helm of your life and navigate confidently into areas that you haven't explored yet. Again, there's that Two of Swords that came out twice in the reading. Right? Exploring things you haven't done yet. Are you ready to handle it? Be strategic as you plan your route and as you build your future. Know that your guides and angels are supporting the evolution of this dream. The universe is offering you a chance to steer toward the epic success you've been imagining. So trust in the foundation that you are building. An empire of light and love surrounds you. You are never alone, so don't allow this opportunity to be befuddled by doubt, frustration, or fear. Dig in with determination and head into a new phase of prosperity and growth. And then the journaling or meditation prompts are: the seed of life on this card is bursting open and showing the way. What seeds did you plant that you have yet to bloom? What gifts are on their way? Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that with the Queen of Pentacles? Didn't I say that she plants seeds? She's very tied to the earth and the planet and flowers and agriculture. That she plants seeds and she waters them steadily, you know, regularly, and that she does not reap the benefits of these until the next season of her life, the next chapter, the next era. Okay? What do you need to let go of in order to open the gates of your epic life? Doubt, fear, shame, a shoulda, woulda, coulda? What needs to happen so that you are able to receive the epic success that the universe is offering? Yes, my loves? Okay, that is all I have for you. Is that all I have for you? Okay, that's all I have for the collective reading, right? Please thank your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels for allowing me to share these messages with you. I definitely appreciate mine and yours. And again, until next time, this is XOMO. Bye-bye. You're very, very welcome. Again, you watching on the YouTubes, you could watch another video, right? Or you can join me on the Clock app, but you can also watch another video. Or check me out, you know, in the description bar if you're looking to get some more personalized messages. Hello?